it's Sherry. I'm back with another update on my cross stitching. It's Thursday, June 1st. First, I would like to start by saying thank you for the subscribes and for the lovely comments. I enjoy meeting all of you, and I love chatting. I'm always down for a chat. So today we've got an update. I'm gonna warn you, I'm fidgety because I'm covered head to toe with mosquito bites, and I'm desperately trying not to scratch. But it's hard. It's really hard. Anyway, I've got a life update. I've got a finish. I've got a new start. I've got a haul. And I've got plans. So all kinds of stuff going on today. I suppose we can start with the finish. Finishes are always happy. Finishes just open the door to new starts, right? So, now, as you saw last 2 weeks ago, my first video, I was working on a design from Peacock and Fig, I believe, that was sent to me by Laura of I Stitch Birds, and I have a finish. No more ducks to give. It is done. I have finished this one. I need to go get a frame for it. Maybe this weekend. We'll have to see. I try to avoid going to Hobby Lobby whenever necessary because the lines there are ridiculous, and I really don't want to have to stand in line for an hour to get one frame. So I'm not sure. Maybe we can manage a trip to Michael's or Target or someplace. But anyway, this one will go in a frame and it will be hung in my living room so that everyone knows that I have no more ducks to give. But anyway, a finish, always happy. Here's the back if you want to see it. I don't know why anybody cares about the back of a project that no one is ever going to see, but there it is. I have progress on the Spirits of the Dead from Modern Folk Embroidery. I do have progress on that one. Last time when I showed it, I was here. I had only done that much. I have completed all of this, and now I'm... There we go. And now I'm working on the border to enclose the top, and then I will go down to finish the letters, and then of course down at the bottom I'll finish this last. But I have done all of that, and honestly, I'm loving the way it looks. I'm stitching this for my son, but I may end up stitching it again for myself. Because I really like how it's turning out, and I like Poe as well. So there's that one. Now, I said I have a new start, and I do. Satsuma Street. They started their 4 Elements stitch along on May 19th. And since I finished the No More Ducks, I went ahead and started it. And I think I'm going to do this one as it's going and not put it off till later. I think I will actually follow the timeline for this one. But the first element we're doing is water. And this is what I've gotten so far. I haven't gotten a lot done. I just started it, but it will, I think I have the picture. Yes I do. But it will look like this. And I think it'll be a fairly quick, easy stitch, honestly. I really do. But I started that one, and they're releasing each piece at 3-week intervals. And 3 weeks, I think that gives me enough time to do it, along with the planned schedule. So that is my goal. I'm gonna work on that as it's released. So, a new start. It's always exciting. I didn't make any progress on the botanical black work. I didn't work on that one because I wanted to get the ducks finished, and I wanted to get the 4 elements started. And I wanted to get more progress done on my son's. His birthday is in August. So I have until August 21st. But I'd like to get it done and get it framed for him before then. I don't like procrastinating or waiting to the last minute, especially with something like this, because who knows? I may screw up the count and have to rip out half the stitches or something. You never know. But anyway, so I haven't worked on the botanical black work, which, like I said, I got a late start in that anyway, so I'm not going to be following the timeline that they've got going. And I didn't work on Mill Hill because I didn't want to. And I should. I really should. It's just a small little project, and I should just knock it off the list and be done with it, but I didn't. I will. Y'all hold me accountable. Make me do this. Placing it all with you. But anyway, we can get with the life update. Hecate got 2 new little brothers. She got Jellybean, who is 11 months old, or 11 weeks old, not 11 months, 11 weeks old. These are itty bitties. She got Jellybean, and Snickers, who is 8 weeks old. They've turned my house on end. My sewing room right now is a disaster. There's fabric all the way on the other side of the room that they drug off the cutting table. There's patterns in the floor. I think there's a fat quarter over here in the floor under my desk. They've been busy. And that's okay. There are also cat toys everywhere. They've upended their toy basket. Chances are one of them was probably in it. That happens. But anyway, so we did get 2 new babies. And Hecate's already accepted her little brothers, and they play together. She's established her dominance. And every night at bedtime, all 3 of them get the zoomies together. So that's really fun, hearing the little galloping feet going up and down the hallway. But anyway, so I've had my hands full with them. I haven't had as much stitching time. Not to mention, it's harvest season. Yesterday, I spent the day in the kitchen making jelly out of the wild muscadine grapes growing in our yard. The figs are ripe, so I'll be making fig jam soon. We've been harvesting stuff in the garden, pulling out the old spent crops, planting new ones, weeding, always weeding. There's always weeding. And that is exactly how I got covered in mosquito bites. But this is a busy time of year. But that's okay. Yesterday is when I worked on the modern folk embroidery, Spirits of the Dead. And as you see, I got a lot done yesterday. As the grapes were simmering, I was stitching. As the jars were processing, I was stitching. Once they were done and the jars were cooling, I thought, I've already got my stitching out. Hecate and her two little brothers are asleep, so nobody will be swinging from my embroidery floss as I stitch. So now's a good time to stitch. So I got some stitching done, a lot of stitching done yesterday. So I am making progress. I'm just making it slowly. But anyway, I have been shopping. People keep having sales, so I will keep shopping. But anyway, we'll start with 1, 2, 3 stitch. I actually went on their website because I needed one color of floss that I was out of for the 4 elements stitch along. And so I got that. And it's just the lavender. I got that. But I also got, it's a smaller piece. It is 14 count Aida, and it's a fat 16th, so it's 8 by 12, and it's in the color Fathom. Now this is kind of a grayish greenish blue. It's mostly blue, but there's a little tinge of gray and a little tinge of green to it. I thought it would be really nice for like an under the sea one that I want to do. So I got that. And then they had, and it's just the, by DMC, the Charles Craft. It's also 14 count Aida, but they had it in seafoam green. And it's coming off blue on the camera more than green, but it is a very pale seafoam green. And I figured that would be perfect for a lot of my plant related ones, because there are always plant related ones, because plants, I love plants. But anyway, that's what I got at 1, 2, 3 stitch, along with a new pattern. Yes, I got that. No, the pattern came from Everything Cross Stitch. So Everything Cross Stitch is next. Everything Cross Stitch. They had DMC floss, just the regular 6-strand embroidery floss, for 49 cents. So I got a bunch of them. They were colors that I had run out of, so I restocked, because around in my area, DMC floss runs between 60 to 66 cents a piece. So for 49 cents a piece, I went ahead and restocked the colors I was out of. So I got those. Another thing about Everything Cross Stitch is frequently when you go on their website, they have remnants, fabric remnants, and they were just laying here. What did I do with them? Ah, they're right here. And you can get them for $1 or $2 a piece. So I got a 12 by 15 remnant, and it is 14 count Aida, and it is in light blue. I have a project I want to do. Is it in here? I don't think so. But I have a project I want to do, and it's a garden one. And I think this would be perfect for it. And it was $2, really, $2. So I got that. And then they also had a 12 by 12 remnant, just in natural. And I figure, a lot of the little ornaments that I'm going to be stitching periodically, I will probably do on natural. So I figured this would be for $1.50. Can't pass that up. So I got those. And then I got a new pattern, and I'm so excited about this pattern. It is Skull Island by Artisy. I love it. It is so cool. But as I said before, the projects I pick to do, there's a reason. And I love nautical products or projects. Our room, yes, I'm scratching. I've got to stop. Our room is in a nautical theme, and there's a reason for that. One, my husband is, like I said, he's a fisherman. He loves fishing, so he wanted to go with a nautical theme, and I'm fine with that. But we first met on the beach. We had our first date on the beach. He proposed to me on the beach, and we got married on the beach. So, all about the nautical. Yes, and the quilt on my bed I made, and it is all nautical themed. So, this will go in there perfectly. So that needs to go in my little cup for him to choose. So that's what I got at Everything Cross Stitch. Now I'll probably be ordering some more patterns because I think this week all of the garden theme patterns are on sale at Everything Cross Stitch, and I'm all about my garden. So I might have to browse through there and see what I can find. But anyway, then Amazon, I got Bewitching Cross Stitch. And it's an older book. I know it's not that new, but I had never seen it before because I live under a rock and freely admit it. But I really like it. Yeah, 2008. That's what I thought. But I really like some of the designs in here. It's fantasy themed, so lots of witches, fairies, castles, dragons, things of that nature. But there are a few patterns in here I really like. There's a whole selection of black cats. And I'm pretty sure I need to stitch all of those. There are those smaller ones, and then there's bigger ones. But one that I really, really like, it's the Celtic Wheel of the Year. I love it. I love it. I have to stitch that. So, got this. And the last piece of haul I have, as soon as I saw it, I had to have it. I had to have it. I got a kit from RTO. And it is my Hecate. There's a reason I had to have this kit. And it was imperative. I had to have it. And if I hadn't bought it, my husband would have. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, here's my 1,000 words. This is Hecate. Here's another 1,000 words. This is Hecate. So you see, I had to have it because this is Hecate. They could have modeled this after my cat. And this one probably won't even go in the cup because this one will be a fairly quick, easy stitch. It's not large, but I had to have it because, oh my God, seriously, I had to have it. So I got this, and that was my haul. And once I stitch that, I will probably frame it with these two pictures. Because I have to. It's just, it's mandatory. I have to. I did get some sewing haul. I know. But I need, since Hecate has 2 new little brothers, she needs her own little placemat. Yes, everybody has a placemat in this house because Mama quilts. But I got some fabric to make her own placemat because, you know, as any girl can tell you, you don't want a placemat that your brothers have drooled all over. That's just, it's not done. It's not. And Hecate is the most OCD cat, the cleanest cat I have ever seen in my life. And trust me, she is not happy about having to share a placemat with her 2 brothers. So I got these to make her own placemat. They're fat quarters. So that's a project that I have waiting for me. Now, there's another stitch along going on right now. I will probably not do it right now. I don't know. I might not, but probably not because it's already started. But there are only 2 pieces into it, so it's not that big a deal. And it's Treasure Island. It's done by Owl Forest Embroidery. And I like their stitch alongs. I like their website anyway, but I like their designs. But this one is Treasure Island, and it's based on the classic novel. The first part they released is the inn where the story begins, and then the second part is just the title, Treasure Island, and of course it comes in Russian or English, either way. But I will definitely be doing that one because, like I said before, we like the classics. Treasure Island is one that we all enjoy, all 3 of us, me, my husband, and my son. My daughter doesn't. I mean, she reads, but with her medical conditions, she's more into children's books, and that's okay. But and Disney, it's all about Disney. One day I will show you the fully finished projects that I have around the house, and you'll see. But anyway, Treasure Island is one that all 3 of us love, and eventually I want to turn my living room into a library. We don't entertain. We don't have guests. We don't really want to entertain. We like our nice, quiet, rural life, but the only thing our living room is used for is occasionally when we watch movies or when my daughter's playing a video game in there, then we'll use the living room. But what I would like to do is move all the bookshelves into the living room around my big, fluffy, comfy chair and have a reading area in there. And when I do that, I would like to have some of my literary, yes, I used to be a speech therapist, okay, literature-based projects in there to hang. And I've downloaded the stitch along that Owl Forest did a few years ago for Alice in Wonderland. I love those books, Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, the original books, not the sanitized Disney version, but the original books. My husband and I, and my son actually, all love those books. So I want to do that one too, but of course that's past, so I've downloaded it. I just have to stitch it. Another project. Yay! But in any case, I want to do that one. I'm working on a design of my own now based on Dracula, and it's going to be a quote from the book, and then surrounding it is going to be old Saxon Transylvanian embroidery motifs that I'm translating into cross stitch. So I'm working on that one, but of course designing it takes a hot minute. And I've designed other projects. When I show you my fully finished objects, you'll see one at least that I did, but it was a smaller one. This one will be a little bit bigger. But anyway, so I always have my eye out for literature-based projects, as well as nautical, and of course plants and cats and yeah. But anyway, my tea and my Animal Crossing cup, because I am that person. But it's black tea with cherry, by the way. Very good. Very good. But anyway, I think what I want to do is just post a video every 2 weeks for my rambling, because I ramble. I know I ramble. It's the ADHD. I can't help myself. If you're wondering why I'm so fidgety, it's because I itch. The vampiric assassin pterodactyls that we have down here masquerading as mosquitoes have completely exsanguinated me, and I just itch. But okay, it is what it is. And honestly, normally this time of year I don't have a lot of time to stitch, but I am staying inside until some of these go away, because as soon as I go outside and start sweating, they itch twice as bad, and I don't need that. I really don't. But in any case, I will do, I guess, a kit parade where I show you the kits I have over there. I will also show you the patterns I have waiting. I do need to, where did they go? I do need to kind of update my notebook. I don't keep a planner. I'm not gonna keep a planner of stitching and sewing and all of that, because I don't need to. I'm not gonna say I don't plan, because I do. Obviously the cup of projects that my husband draws. I just write down the projects I want to do, and then I go on the laptop and just type out slips that I can put in my little cup. You know, and then I cut them apart and put them in here. Spooky Garden. That's actually the one I'm thinking of doing on that light blue Ada remnant that I got. But I need to update all of that, and I need to add some more slips into the cup. I need to add more projects in my notebook. When I say I don't plan projects, what I mean is I don't plan them in a planner. I will write down all of the projects I want to do in my little notebook, and I highlight them as I finish them so that I can mark them off my list. That's as far as I go for planning, because as I said before, if I feel like I have to do it, I don't want to do it. I would rather just wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to stitch today. I'm going to stitch today, and that's just how it's going to be. I'm going to stitch. And which project is calling to me today? Perfect. We'll do that one. I'm not going to plan it out, because then it becomes a chore and I don't want to do it. I'm not that organized. But that being said, I do have plans, and they will all get done, because I'll see to it. But anyway, a lot to talk about this week. New babies. I will put pictures up probably after the video. Unless I can figure out how to put them in the video. I'm still learning this editing thing. I am computer savvy, but I still playing with the editing. Still working on it, but I'll get it. My husband is already asking me, is it time for me to draw another one? Is it time for me to draw another one? And my answer is, well, you know what? If I had more time to stitch, you could draw them faster. But I have house cleaning. I have laundry because don't nobody want to see any of us running around naked. I have garden. I have dog. I have daughter. I have husband. I have kittens. And I have a Hecate. So yeah. Not a lot of help with any of that. But that's because my husband does work a lot. He works a lot. Although tomorrow he is not working a lot. He's going on an offshore trip to catch red snapper. But that's okay because I like red snapper and I'm good with that. Especially since it's so outrageously expensive now. But anyway, so that's what I've got going on. That's what's been happening the past 2 weeks. I think I will make a video every 2 weeks. That gives me enough time to actually have something to ramble about. Don't get me wrong, I can ramble all day long. Just, that's how it is. ADHD brain. I go off on tangents. There's no such thing as linear thinking. No, there is no straight line. Yeah, that's not a thing. But anyway, that's what I've got going on here. Chances are in the next video there may be another finish depending on how much of the modern folk embroidery I can get done. There may be another start because yeah, I've got lots of new stuff I want to play with. But anyway, that's the video today. I know summer vacation is starting. A lot of kids are getting out of school and everybody's going to be going on their vacations. We may try and take a few day trips ourselves with chickens and cats and dog and everything else. We don't really take long trips a lot, especially with my husband's work schedule. So, but we do take day trips on the weekends, so that'll be nice. And, maybe I can pinch him and tell him to take me to the stitchy store. That's always fun. But anyway, thanks for coming back and listening to me ramble. And thank you so much for the lovely comments and the subscribes. I appreciate them, and I love chatting. So chat me up. It's all good. I have a sewing project that's also in progress right now. I'm working on a throw quilt. I've got the quilt top done. I just need to get the back stitched up and then sandwich them all together and bind it. That's quilted. That's going to be loads of fun with Hecate pulling out all of my pins and the two little ones doing whatever they're going to be doing on it because, they're going to be helping. They got to be in the middle of everything. But that's okay. Keeps life interesting, right? Enliven stuff up. But anyway, that's it for me. I hope you all have an amazing summer vacation and enjoy the weekend that's coming up because today is Thursday. And I hope to see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.